What if crypto didn't have a price tag? I mean, what if you could generate real value just by, well, just by showing up? Today, we're diving deep into a project that seriously challenges how we think about cryptocurrency. This is XEN Crypto, a radical experiment. Seriously, just think about that for a second. What if you didn't have to buy in? What if creating value was as simple as just participating? This is the core idea we're going to unpack today, and it's a question that flips the script on how most of us view digital assets. In that big disruptive idea? Well, that's the promise of a project called XEN Crypto. It's built on this principle that absolutely anyone, anywhere, should be able to mint their own crypto with zero initial investment. All you need is a crypto wallet and, believe it or not, a little bit of patience. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with XEN's super interesting philosophy. Is it radically fair? Then we'll get into how its unique proof of participation model works. From there, we'll see what happens when those big ideas smash into market reality. We're going to look at the numbers, the predictions, and finally, ask what this whole experiment really means for crypto. So, what is the big idea behind XEN? I mean, what's the driving force? To really get it, we actually have to rewind and go back to the original principles of cryptocurrency itself. This quote from the XEN Light Paper really says it all. The project's goal isn't just to launch another coin into the universe. Nope, it's an attempt to get back to that original, pure vision of blockchain, a trustless, peer-to-peer system that's truly built for everyone. And these are the core rules they set up to try and achieve that goal. A fair launch, that means no secret stash of coins for the founders or big whales. Zero initial supply. Every single token is created by the community. No admin keys, so the rules of the game can't be changed on a whim. And maybe most importantly, it's free to mint. You only pay the network gas fees to get started. Okay, so that leads us to the how. If there's no mining and no presale, where do the tokens even come from? Well, XEN introduces this really interesting concept called proof of participation. So instead of needing a warehouse full of expensive computers or a huge pile of cash, proof of participation uses time. Your contribution is just your commitment to wait. This whole model is designed to get as many people involved as possible by basically lowering the barrier to entry to almost zero. And the process itself? It's incredibly straightforward. First, you connect your wallet and claim your unique spot in line, your crank. Second, you decide how long you're willing to wait. That's your mint term. And finally, once that time is up, you come back, claim your reward, and mint your XN tokens right into your wallet. Simple as that. Now, don't let the math here scare you off. You really don't need to be a mathematician to get this. The formula basically rewards two things: getting in early, which gives you a better rank, and committing to a longer waiting period. So the more people that join the network after you, and the longer you decide to wait, the bigger your final reward. It's a system that's literally built on time and network growth. All right, time for a big pivot. Because every crypto project, no matter how idealistic or revolutionary its ideas are, eventually has to face the music. It has to meet the open market. And this is where the philosophical vision of XEN collides with the cold, hard reality of price, demand, and of course, speculation. And this slide lays out that conflict perfectly. On one hand, you have the vision, a community-driven asset built on fairness and first principles. But on the other hand, you have the reality. Bearish market sentiment, crazy high volatility, and a world driven by pure speculation. So, you know what? Let's put the philosophy aside for just a moment and look directly at the market data. What are the numbers actually telling us about how XEN is doing right now? And yep, that's the price of one XEN token as of April 2024. And yes, that is a whole lot of zeros. This is the direct result of its core design, right? A free-to-mint token with a totally uncapped supply means you're going to have a very, very low price for each individual token. This super low price is, not surprisingly, reflected in the market sentiment. When you look at the technical analysis, about 2/3 of the signals are bearish. That means most traders are feeling pretty pessimistic about an upward trend anytime soon. And if we dig in a little closer, we see the bearish signals are outnumbering the bullish ones by almost 2 to 1. The famous Fear and Greed Index, it's sitting firmly in fear territory, which suggests investors are pretty worried. And the market is highly volatile. For anyone holding XEN, this means it's been a very turbulent, very uncertain ride. But hey, crypto is a long-term game for a lot of people, right? So what about the future? Let's take a look at the algorithm-based price predictions, which try to forecast what could happen decades from now.
Okay, this is where things start to get a little bit wild. According to CoinCodex's algorithm, the price is predicted to see some absolutely incredible percentage gains. By 2030, it's forecasting an increase of over 130%.
And it doesn't stop there. By 2040, that number jumps to a potential increase of over 580%. And get this, by 2050, the prediction is a staggering gain of over 1,600% from where it is today. Now, on the surface, those numbers sound absolutely amazing. But, and this is a big but, with a price this low to start with, percentage gains can be really, really deceiving. And here is the crucial context. That very same prediction model also states that the price will probably never reach a single penny. To hit that 1 cent mark would require a gain of over 89 million%. This just hammers home the massive difference between huge percentage growth and meaningful real-world value. So, after all that, where does that leave us? We've seen these incredible, high-minded ideals of a crypto for everybody, and we've seen the brutal, unforgiving mathematics of market valuation. What is the ultimate takeaway from this whole XEN experiment? At the end of the day, it all comes down to this. Is this project a revolutionary blueprint for a fairer, more accessible crypto future, proving that value can be created just from participation alone? Or is it destined to be a historical footnote, a fascinating economic experiment whose value is ultimately diluted into oblivion by the very same principles that make it so unique? That right there is the question at the very heart of this experiment.